Good morning, students. Now we'll continue the lesson. Blood vessels. Blood vessels are divided into three types: arteries, veins, capillaries. Okay, blood cells means red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Don't confuse the blood vessels and blood cells. Blood vessels are divided into three types: arteries, veins, and capillaries. If you come to the arteries, they are thick, elastic in nature. Then veins are thin and non-elastic in nature. Capillaries are formed by the branch of arterioles. The arterioles unite together and they form venules and veins. Okay, now we'll see the difference between arteries and vein. The first one is the arteries are the distributing vessel. Distributing means they will distribute the blood to the different parts. The veins are the collecting vessel. Collecting vessel means they will collect the blood and keep it in one side. Then second point, color. Arteries are pink in color. Veins are red in color. Then if you come to the location, arteries are deeply they are located, but veins are superficially they are located. Then if you come to the blood flow, in arteries the blood will flow in a high pressure, but in veins the blood will flow in a low pressure. The arteries are thick in nature and veins are thin in nature. Then all the arteries will carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. All the veins will carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. This is the important question. All the arteries will carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. All the veins will carry deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary vein. Oxygenated means pure blood. Deoxygenated blood means impure blood. Then internal walls. The internal walls are absent in arteries and internal walls are present in veins. Okay, it is a 5 marks question, important question. 4 marks question, it is important question. The difference between arteries and veins. Okay, all of you understood? The next we will see the external structure of the human heart. If you keep your thumb in between the fingers, the human heart will be like this. The human heart is the fist of a man. Now, human heart is the muscular pumping organ which is located in between the two lungs. The heart is covered by double wall membrane called pericardium. Important question. The heart is covered by double wall membrane called pericardium and it is filled with the pericardial fluid, which is very useful and also it prevents the mechanical injuries. The heart is divided into 4 chambers: the 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. The 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. The largest artery is the aorta. So, aorta is the largest artery. It's an important one word. The superior vena cava and inferior vena cava are the 2 veins. The superior vena cava will carry the deoxygenated blood from the anterior portion of our body. Then inferior vena cava will carry the deoxygenated blood from the posterior part of our body. If you come to the right auricle and left auricle, the right auricle will receive the deoxygenated blood and left auricle will receive the oxygenated blood. So, in order to prevent the mixing of the deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood, the two auricles are separated from each other by interatrial septum or interauricular septum. The two ventricles are separated from each other by interventricular septum. So, in order to avoid the mixing of deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood, the two auricles are separated by interatrial septum and ventricles are separated by interventricular septum. The pulmonary artery will carry the deoxygenated blood to the lungs for purification. After purification, the deoxygenated blood will be purified in the lungs. After purification, the pulmonary vein will carry the oxygenated blood to the walls of the heart. Then aorta will distribute the oxygenated blood to the various parts of the organs in our body. Aorta will distribute the blood to the different parts of our body. Aorta will distribute the oxygenated blood to the different parts of our body. Types of circulatory system. The circulatory system is divided into two types, open type and closed type. If you come to the open type, the blood will flow through the blood vessels in between the spaces called sinuses, and this is filled with the fluid called hemocoel. It's a body cavity, and example for this is the arthropodas and molluscas. Arthropodas means cockroach, molluscas means snail. Okay, so important one word, open type means example arthropoda. Important question. Then closed type. Here the blood will flows with the help of the three blood vessels, arteries, veins and capillaries. Example vertebrates. Closed type, example vertebrates. Open types, arthropodas, molluscas. Next one is the valves. There are the three valves are present. They are muscular flaps present in the heart. There are three types of valves: tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve, semilunar valves. The important function is they will prevent the backflow of the blood. They will prevent the backflow of the blood. Tricuspid valve is present in the right auricles and right ventricle. Bicuspid valve is present in the left auricle and left ventricle. The semilunar valves has two major valves. They are called as pulmonary valve and aortic valve, which is the semilunar valves are present below the pulmonary artery. The next will come to the heartbeat. Heartbeat, you can see the contraction and relaxation. Contraction means systole, relaxation means diastole. So, contraction and relaxation, you can hear the heartbeat. Important question, contraction and relaxation. Contraction means systole, relaxation means diastole. Now, if you come to the pulse, you can see the blood flows in the arteries in the wrist. If you keep your fingertips in the artery near the wrist, you can see the pulse. When the heart beats, the blood flows through the artery. The artery expands. The blood flow forced into the artery, and this is called pulse. Okay, when the heart beat, the blood flows through the artery expands, the blood forced into it, and this is called pulse. The normal pulse rate in the human beings is 70 to 90 per minute. The next one is the heart sound. The closing and the opening of the valves make the heart sound. Contraction and relaxation of the valves. You can hear the two sound, lub and tub. The lub means closure of the tricuspid wall and bicuspid wall. Tub means closure of the semilunar valves. Okay, heart sound, important question. Lub and tub. Lub means longer duration, closure of the tricuspid wall and bicuspid wall. Then tub means short duration, closing of the semilunar valves. Cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle means the beginning and the completion of one heartbeat is called as an cardiac cycle. It takes place 0.8 seconds. The single cardiac cycle, atrial systole. Atrial systole means contraction of auricles. Ventricular systole means contraction of ventricles. Then ventricular diastole means relaxation of the ventricles. Now if you come to the blood pressure, the pressure flows in the arteries. The blood pressure will be high in the arteries and slowly it drops in the arterioles and capillaries. The blood will flows high in the arteries and drops in the arteries and arterioles and capillaries, and it is very low in the veins. Blood pressure. The normal blood pressure of the human beings is 120 mm by 80 mm Hg. The normal blood pressure of the human being is important question, 120 mm by 80 mm Hg. There are when the blood pressure is very high, it is called as hypertension. When the blood pressure is very low, it is called as an hypotension. When you will get the high blood pressure, the blood pressure also differs in the fear, anxiety, then tension, anger, fear, etc. So emotional feelings, according to your emotional feelings, the blood pressure also will varies. The next one is the stethoscope. Stethoscope, already you saw, the doctors will be having the stethoscope. The stethoscopes is very helpful in order to know the sound of the internal organs, heart, and also in order to know the diseases. So if you come to the stethoscope, they will put it in the ear. So this is called as an earpiece. And this is the ear tube, then tubing, then turnable diaphragm, and this is the bell. Okay, earpiece, ear tube, tubing, and this is the tubing and the diaphragm will connects, the turnable diaphragm connects the stem, then turnable diaphragm, and this is the bell. Now if you come to the blood pressure is measured by sphygmomanometer, and nowadays there are different kinds of blood pressure instruments have come, monometric and other digital types of blood pressure machines have come, and it is in order to know the blood pressure of the human beings. Types of blood circulation. The blood circulates in our body as oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. The types of circulation: systemic circulation, pulmonary circulation, and coronary circulation. Systemic circulation means circulation of the oxygenated blood from the left ventricles of the heart to the various parts of the body. Pulmonary circulation means the path of the pulmonary circulation starts in the right ventricles. Coronary circulation. Coronary circulation means the supply of the blood to the heart muscles is called as an coronary circulation. Cardiac muscles receive the oxygenated blood from the coronary arteries that originates from the aortic arch. The circulation is divided into two types, double circulation and single circulation. Double circulation means when the blood circulates twice through the heart in one complete cycle, it is called double circulation. In some animals, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood are mixed and pass through the heart only one time. This type is called as a single circulation. The concept of the blood grouping was developed by Carl Landsteiner. He identified the blood groups A, B, and O. AB blood group was recognized by De Castillo and Steiny. The human blood group is classified into four groups: A, B, AB, and O. A group means antigen A is present in the surface of the RBC, antibody B is present in the plasma. B group means antigen B is present on the surface of RBC, antibody is present in the plasma. AB group means antigen A and B are present on the surface of the RBC, antibodies are absent in plasma. O group means antigen A and B are absent on the surface of the RBC, plasma contains both antibodies. The AB group is called universal recipient. They can receive the blood from the persons with any blood groups. Important one word, AB blood group is called universal recipient. Then O blood group are called universal donor. They can donate blood to the person with any blood groups. RH factor. RH factor was discovered by Landsteiner and Wiener in 1914. This is monkey. RBC contains antigen for RH factor, RH positive and RH negative. Lymphatic system. The lymphatic system consists of lymphatic capillaries, lymphatic vessels, lymph nodes, and lymphatic ducts. The lymph is colorless fluid. Functions of the lymph: it supplies nutrition and oxygen. First point, it supplies nutrition and oxygen. Second point, it drains away the excess of tissue fluid. Third point, the lymph carries absorbed fats from small intestine. The lymph defends the body from infections.